Are you looking for a foolproof breakfast gravy recipe that's perfect every time? Good morning, I'm Marcy Randy from Walla Walla, Washington. Get yourself some coffee and let's make some savory sausage gravy for breakfast. This gravy recipe really is so easy. Fathers, husbands, you can do this. You can do this. My brothers make it. It takes really no longer, it takes twice as long to make sausage gravy as it does to make just fried sausage. It really is very simple. It's a matter of frying up some sausage, adding some flour to the grease, some hot chicken bouillon, some cream cheese, and spices. That's it. You can use any kind of sausage flavor you want. I don't use maple because I go for a savory as opposed to sweet flavor. Some of my family really like it hot, so we use hot sausage. I typically use one hot and one sage together. I like sage a lot in sausage, and that gives it just the right flavor for me. All right, let's get this in the pan and get it cooking. Now, all sausages are not created equally. Some are higher in fat, some are no fat, low fat. We're looking for, when we get done with this, about a 1/4 cup of fat. And so, if you don't have a 1/4 cup fat, once you get done with all of your browning, you can add oil. You could add bacon fat from before. Ham fat's really good. Or butter. Don't use margarine, it's too much water. Now this is plenty hot for browning the sausage, but I'm about to get ready to make the gravy, so I'm going to turn it down just a notch. About medium low. The key here to make a lumpless gravy is to have your fat, your sausage drippings, warm but not this hot. And then your chicken bouillon base, chicken stock. Warm hot water. I just use hot tap water. So you get the two levels about the same temperature. Not exactly, but more or less. That way you don't have to worry about the lumps or it overcooking. It's a little runny when you put it on the stove, but you just cook it for a second. And there it is, all nice and thickened. Okay, it's flashing electric. Okay. Now I'm going to transfer these brown sausage patties. See how they plumped up? Over to a platter or a plate to keep them warm while we prepare the gravy. Set these aside. Now I have probably a slight bit more than a 1/4 cup of bacon fat here, but that's okay. With the cream cheese, it'll all thicken up nicely. I've taken it off of the heat, left the burner running, and I am just going to let it settle down for a minute while I cook my, while I make my chicken base. The recipe calls for chicken stock. I just keep it simple this early in the morning, and I use some hot water from the tap and chicken's bouillon. You can use the cubes. I use this paste. Just combine it. Very simple. I'm going to dump out a little. I got more than I want. Since I have plenty of grease, I won't need any extra liquids here. Okay, our grease has calmed down a little bit. We're going to add this flour, and you're going to watch it sizzle. That's going to be cooking. See? Yeah, there it goes. Okay. There we go. We'll put it back over here. See that flour sizzling in that grease? That takes the pasty flavor out. So now what we're getting is we're cooking up that flour a little bit. We don't want to get it too hot because we're going to add our hot stock. Just lift it up. I don't want it to get ahead of me. There we go. There we go. Then we're going to add our chicken stock. And stir at the same time. I have to do it this way. There we go. Keep stirring. Whisk it on in there. No lumps, no bumps, no problems. There we go. Now, that's going to thicken up real nicely. Well, it's just sitting here. So this is a real good time. See, it's already getting thick. I'm going to turn it down a little more. My stove seems to be a little hot. And as a matter of fact, I shouldn't have dumped out that extra liquid because see how thick it is? That is thicker than I want my gravy. And that's okay. What I'm going to do then is just add a little more hot water to make up the difference. Alright, so this is what we got. It's almost about like a cream soup. It's about the consistency of cream of chicken soup. Yes. Okay, now we're going to add 4 ounces of softened Philadelphia cream cheese. If this is fresh from the fridge, you can nuke it for a couple of seconds and get it nice and softened up. This is the ingredient that makes our gravy rich and creamy. A nice white country gravy. I should warn you, once you make this gravy, there's no going back. Your family will insist you make it again and again. Consider yourself warned. That's what we're talking about. So, now we're going to add spices. Next to the cream cheese, the spices are the other secret ingredient. That's what makes this savory. The richness from the chicken stock, the creaminess from the Philly cream cheese, and the herbs. Savory. I'm going to add about this much. Now, I don't measure, so just take a look here. I'm going to add in, and you may not be able to see it, that's onion powder. Just kind of shake some in. Let me get one that you can see a little better. Garlic powder. I still can't quite see it. Let me add some poultry seasoning. You'll be able to see that. I love poultry seasoning in breakfast gravies. There we go. Now you can see it. I add, well, about that much, maybe a slight less, of all 3. Onion powder, garlic powder, and poultry seasoning. Yeah, that looks good. And then I add about half of that much celery seed. And a dash of pepper. If you add too, and my pepper doesn't, there we go. Dash of pepper. If you add too much pepper, it's going to be hot on the tongue. Some like it hot. Okay, perfect. Now, move these out of the way. And we're going to return our sausage. Now, I've already reserved 4 real nice patties to put on top of the biscuits. And I'm just going to break these with my fingers into the gravy. I don't like the chopped industrial look. I prefer a more rustic country style break. I also don't like it browned like when you're making hamburger, ground beef browned like that, because the pieces are harder and not so palatable in my opinion. They just this way it's just more country and rustic. I like it better. You do it how you like it. Okay, and there we have it. Look at this rich, creamy, and trust me, savory gravy. There we go. You can make this with bacon, ham, or sausage. Okay, well, let's give it a go. I'm sure it's right before we put it on the table. Perfect. Every time. This is foolproof. Perfect every time. Let's put it on some biscuits. Now for biscuits, some people bang a tube on the side of the counter, and that works out just great. That's fine. Others make them from scratch. For me, it's too early in the morning here to be making these from scratch. So I buy them the day before already pre-made from a reputable restaurant or the grocery store. Alright, now I've got my biscuit down and the sausage patty on top. And I'm just going to spoon this gravy right over the top. This is a wonderful white country gravy. Look how thick this is. Very rich. Very, very nice. This is savory in every bite. Now, even if you make variations to this gravy recipe, it's going to come out perfect every time. This is a great way to start your day or end it. Enjoy.